Hello there, a very good evening. It's great having you with us here on MTV Sports. I'm Sonali Vanigapatage with the news. First, the headlines.
Bribery Commission reveals that a majority of complaints received during the past year were related to the education sector. Election-related violence reported even before 24 hours lapsed after announcing the date for accepting nominations. Malala Yousafzai celebrates her 16th birthday at the UN. A boat carrying illegal immigrants, including Sri Lankans, capsizes off Australia's Christmas Island.
On to one of our lead stories tonight. The Commission to investigate allegations of bribery or corruption notes that a majority of the complaints they received over the past year are linked to the education sector. Director General of the Commission, Lakshman Jai Vikrama, noted that a considerable amount of complaints have also been received on politicians.
Most of the complaints we receive are related to the education sector. We receive a considerable amount of complaints on the police, and we are beginning to receive more complaints on politicians. On most occasions, when evidence is presented, we conduct raids. We also hold public awareness programs.
Incidentally, the Bribery Commission highlighted the education sector as the chief source of corruption last year as well. The Commission also held a discussion with the Secretary to the Ministry of Education due to the increase in corruption charges. The discussion brought to light that corruption is on the rise due to the shortcomings in the steps taken to curb the soliciting of bribes. The statistics of the Bribery Commission this year are testament to this fact. Majority of bribery cases are related to grade 1 admissions. Over the recent past, News First highlighted a number of such cases. One such case involved the principal of the Dhammisara College in North Tandia requesting a sum of 25,000 rupees to enroll a child into grade 1. The Ministry of Education advised the aggrieved parents to lodge a complaint with the Commission to investigate allegations of bribery or corruption, and had also provided a cover letter addressed to the Commission. Another incident involved the removal of a child who was enrolled into grade 1 2 weeks after school began. The parents of the child charged that they had even paid money to the principal. Disciplinary action was initiated against the principal of the Prince of Wales College, Moratuwa, following an investigation into financial irregularities. News First also reported on several incidents where local government politicians elected by the people to serve the people have misused their powers to solicit bribes. Here are few of the many instances reported by News First. Chairman of the Kalutara Pradeshya Sabha arrested for accepting a bribe. Chairman of the Valallavita Pradeshya Sabha remanded after attempting to obtain a bribe from the chairman of another Pradeshya Sabha. Chairman of the Yatiyantara Pradeshya Sabha arrested for attempting to solicit a bribe to issue a permit for a poultry farm. The Commission to investigate allegations of bribery or corruption is of the view that legislations need to be amended in order to curb the current trend.
The punishment in the current act are insufficient. We hope to bring forward proposals in the future to make the penalties more severe. We hope to make a request to change these penalties.
Meanwhile, a survey conducted by Transparency International revealed yesterday that the police department is the most corrupt institution in Sri Lanka. The political and education sector were also among the most corrupt sectors in Sri Lanka.
Speaking at the annual general meeting of the 101st celebrations of the Sri Lanka Amadhyapa Mahasabhava in Colombo, Venerable Madhuluwave Sopivapera commented on the police and politicians. We'll have details later on in the news. Moving on to more local stories, here at home, Minister of Youth Affairs and Skills Development Dallas Alhaperma says that teachers who are still using education methods of the 20th century are providing education to children in the 21st century. The minister made this observation during an event in Mathura today.
The classrooms are in the 19th century, teachers in the 20th century, and the children are in the 21st century. The politicians, meanwhile, are in the 18th century. We were able to defeat the world's most fierce terrorist unit. However, over a decade, we have been unable to change the education system. Students interested in vocational training and technical skills were not connected to the secondary education system through an umbilical cord. This umbilical cord is being created through the new technology stream that was introduced recently.
The event at the St. Thomas's Boys' School in Mathura was held to create awareness among principals in the southern province on the information technology subject for the advanced level. There is no point in increasing the money allocated for education to 6% or 66% if a quality education service cannot be provided. Every weekend, parents come to the houses of ministers asking for jobs. At the 1995 ordinary level examination, out of every 100 students who sat for the examination, only 16 passed. The other 85% did not have anything to do. Children then blamed their parents, teachers and schools because of this. They began to hate society. It is because of a similar reason our country was plunged in a 3-decade-long war. Meanwhile, the foundation stone for the Mahindodaya laboratory at the Mahinda Rajapaksa College in Mathura was laid today. Parliamentarian Sanat Jayasuriya was present at the occasion.
Looking back at one of our earlier stories, speaking at the annual general meeting for the 101st celebrations of the Sri Lanka Amadhyapa Mahasabhava in Colombo, Venerable Madhulave Sopithathe recommended on the police and politicians.
ඉස්කාගාර වැඩි වෙනකොට සුරාසල් වැඩි වෙනකොට
When liquor outlets and breweries increase, our business will be helpless. The police do not raid any of those. If they do, it will be very rarely. Why can't the police carry out raids? Because there is a politicized police. It is not our police. The police commission does not operate. The transfers and promotions take place according to whims and fancies of those powerful in the area. We cannot expect for any justice from the police. Corruption has already reached even the Pradeshi Sabhas. The seriousness of this situation is that the chairman of one Pradeshi Sabha solicits bribes from the chairman of another Pradeshi Sabha. What progress is this in Sri Lanka? According to a census conducted by England, the most corrupt institution in Sri Lanka is the police and the most corrupt persons are the politicians. Are we prepared to move on this path?
මම නෙමෙයි කියන්නේ මේ එංගලන්ත සමීක්ෂණයක් දූෂිතම ආයතනයේ පොලිසිය දූෂිතම පුජ්‍යලයෝ දේශපාලනඥයෝ ඉතින් තත්ත්වය ඕක නම් ඔයගොල්ලොත් එක්කද මේ අපි මේ ගමනේ සූදානම් වෙන්නේ යන්නේ.
Well, a sweet 16th birthday like no other. Malala Yousafzai, the Pakistani schoolgirl shot by the Taliban for advocating education for girls, marked her 16th birthday yesterday with a speech at the United Nations. She called for free compulsory schooling for all children.
Of October 2012, a 15-year-old girl became a renowned figure after she was shot on her way back to school by extremists opposed to women's education. After the picturesque Swat Valley was overrun by Islamist militants in 2009, Malala began writing a blog for the BBC's Urdu language website called Diary of a Pakistani Schoolgirl, in which she chronicled life under Taliban rule. Writing under a false name, she described how, in order not to look like students, she and some of her schoolmates would go to school in plain clothes with their books hidden under their shawls. This Pakistani girl activist, who survived a Taliban assassination attempt, gave her first speech since her recovery at the United Nations headquarters in New York, appealing for compulsory free schooling for all children.
On the 9th of October 2012, the Taliban shot me on the left side of my forehead. They shot my friends too. They thought that the bullet would silence us. But they failed. And out of that silence came thousands of voices. The terrorists thought that they would change my aims and stop my ambitions. But nothing changed in my life except this. Weakness, fear, and hopelessness died. Strength, power, and courage was born. We call upon all governments to ensure free compulsory education all over the world for every child. We call upon all the governments to fight against terrorism and violence, to protect children from brutality and harm. No one can stop us. We will speak up for our rights and we will bring change through our voice. And if we want to achieve our goal, then let us empower ourselves with the weapon of knowledge. And let us shield ourselves with unity and togetherness.
The United Nations marked July 12, 2013 Malala Day to highlight and emulate Pakistani child activist Malala Yousafzai's fight for education. Her voice gives hope to many children and women around the world, like 15-year-old Razia Sultana from northern India, who tackled the shackles of child labour and has now been conferred with the first United Nations Malala Award for spreading education among child labourers.
Well, that report was compiled by News First Katrina Chang. In a related note, on tonight's Words of Wisdom, we bring you the thoughts of Malala Yousafzai.
One child, one teacher, one book, and one pen can change the world. Education is the only solution. Education first.
Well, election-related violence was reported not even before 24 hours after an announcement was made for the calling of nominations for the upcoming provincial council polls. The first reported election violence incident came from Kurunegala, where two groups engaged in election propaganda activities in the Pilagolla area, where they clashed last night. Our correspondent added that the altercation took place between two factions of the United People's Freedom Alliance.
This altercation had taken place at around midnight yesterday in the Pilagolla area in Naramala, Kurunegala. Supporters of former Northwestern Provincial Councillor Samanpriya Herath had been engaged in election propaganda activities last night in the areas. They charged that supporters of the UPFA chief organizer for Polgolla, Tikiri Adhikari, attacked them at that time. The injured were admitted to the Virambogedara Divisional Hospital last night. There were three of us. They attacked us repeatedly. They got into the vehicle they came in and left after the police arrived at the scene. A relative of the chief organizer of the Polgahavila electorate had led an assault on three of my supporters in Polgolla. They had attacked my supporter with clubs in an inhuman manner. We should condemn such acts that take place even before the start of the election. We should never direct our supporters to take part in such acts. I request the President to take action against such indisciplined politicians and remove them from politics. We contacted the chief UPFA organizer of the Polgahavila electorate, Tikiri Adhikari. I found out about this incident after Sirasa inquired about it from me. I do not support such actions. Last night a religious event took place at my house. Today there was another religious event. So neither myself or one of my relatives could have been there. We did not know of such a situation. The police say that they received a complaint regarding the incident.